Hello and welcome back to the part 3. So we are finally in the part 3, that is the writing part. I want to stress the importance of this part. This part has 3 questions and they sum up to be 20 marks. So 3 questions, 20 marks. It's a high weightage marks, and there is 10 marks of bonus 2 questions, and those are also in writing. So please make sure that you practice by writing. This is very, very important, and practice these problems thoroughly as well. Now we will begin this part 3. Before that, this is my channel Best Math, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to it, and do like my videos if you have found it helpful. If you have found anything useful, please do like them and share it among your friends. And I also want to thank all those who are already subscribed and all the likes for my videos. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much, guys. Now we will start with the 21st topic, the method of washes. In the beginning topics, the topic 1, 2, and even in the 10th, 11th, I believe, we had done area between curves. Now we are doing method of washes. What exactly is this? Now let's look over here. If I have a curve like this, and this is rotated along the x-axis, what's going to happen? Only this, sorry, this is the curve, okay? This is the portion which I'm going to rotate. It's going to be something like this, isn't it? So now there will be some hollow part. This part is hollow, which I've shaded. Now I do not want that. I just want the part which is formed by this particular, wait, I'll just draw it in blue. See the straight lines which I'm drawing. I just need that area, that region area. I don't want the hollow part region. That can be solved by method of washes. Why? Because now if you take any cross section, see this is a cross section, what is going to happen? It's like a washer. Washer is something that is like a disc with a circle in between, a hole in between, isn't it? So now this is what happens. See, it's this hollow space is the between cavity, and the outer space, can you see this outer one? This is the region which we require. That can be easily solved, by the outer radius and the inner radius. Let's see how we'll do it. Rotation about the x-axis is very simple. You need to remember this formula. Volume will be pi r of x square minus small letter r x square dx. You have to take the integral from a to b, the limits, and then very important is outer radius minus the inner radius. Now over here, if you're considering this, then this would be the outer radius and this will be the inner radius. That's it. Same way if you're doing along y-axis, we have done this similar thing before. What you do is take the limit r of y with respect to y, say volume, r of y, because it'll be along the y-axis. Basically now you're dealing with this axis. So remember, in terms of y, so your equations must be x is equal to y square minus 2y or something like this, okay, for rotation about y-axis, and then minus ry square dy. We will see a problem, you'll understand how easy it is, where capital R is the outer radius, inner radius is given by small letter r. If you understand this formulas, then it's very simple. But now this one is not the washer problem, but just for your understanding, we have done this before. But anyways, see, let R be the region bounded by the graphs 1/4 x square, x equals 0, y equals 1. Compute the volume of the solid form by revolving R about the y-axis. So first let's draw this. Let's sketch the graph, basic graph. It's given as quarter x squared. It will be a parabola. Okay, x equals 0 and y is equal to 1. Okay, fine. Now this is the graph. They're revolving around y-axis. What happens if you revolve around y-axis? It just becomes like this. Do we need the washers now? No. See, it's just like this, isn't it? Sorry. Now over here you can see this part, when you rotate it, will be like this, and the cross section is a hole like a disc. Now all you need to know is the formula. Now we do not use the method of washes. The reason for doing this is the next problem we'll use method of washes for the same equation, and you can see the difference. Now write the given equations. Y equals half x half one sorry quarter x squared, but you can't use this. They have told around which axis? About y-axis. So get it in terms of x. So take this 4 to the other side and root both the sides. You'll get x equals the root of 4y. Now, the limits. Where are the limits for y? They have told up till 1, right? From 0 to 1. Now we need to use the formula which we have already solved this problem before. Substituting the formula and solve. This is the formula. Volume is c to d pi r square radius square, or over here g of y, because we are dealing with in terms of y. See, this is the thing. So just put this over here. Use the calculator. Let's see. Um, it is integral pi shift pi 4 alpha. Okay, I have not the brackets. Let me write it. 4 alpha x the whole square dy 0 to 1. Now you're getting this answer. Okay, what did I do wrong over here? Okay, I forgot to write the square root. That's so silly of me. So basically, when you write the square root and square, it just cancels off. So I'll just write power 1, or I can just remove that altogether. The answer is 2 pi, 6.28. That's it. Now, this is what we have already done before, but now look at the same problem, only let's revolve it around x-axis. The main intention of mine to teach you to recall a previous problem was to understand the difference. Now let's draw this one. With the basic knowledge, let's draw the graph. And now we are revolving around x-axis. Now what is going to happen? This is going to happen. Can you see? When you revolve this, this is going to happen. And this hollow space is not required. And now we can get two radiuses, that is the outer radius and inner radius. Okay, now let's just substitute. Let's understand what is the outer radius. They have given the limit y equals 1, right? So what is this from year to year radius? Because both the sides will revolve. Now that is 1. So r is 1. What is the inner radius? That is given by this equation. X is variable, yes, but we have to put the limit for that x. Doesn't matter, it varies. This is standard. See why it is standard. Does it change? It's just one constant. But look at this line. It's variable. That's why it's in terms of x. Now just substitute, write that. And it's very important to know the limits. So what we do is to find the limit if you do not know to graph it properly. Because if you just do a basic graph from your basic knowledge, it won't be accurate. See, if I'm going to draw this graph, I'll just draw it like this. Okay. I know this is 0. Okay. X is 0. Y is 1. Okay. Till 1 it is there. But I don't know this point. No, I have no clue. How do you find that is you equate this point 1 and this line 1/4 x squared. Just equate them both. So y is equal to 1 and that must be equal to quarter x squared. Why? Because at that point we will get this touching point. So take 4 to the other side and take the square root. It will be plus or minus 2. But are we dealing with negative? No. See this graph. It's the positive from 0 onwards, right? So it is positive. So then what do you do? All you need to along this x-axis, sorry, all you need to do is find the limits along the x-axis. Yes, from 0 to 2. Sorry, over here. Okay, it's from 0 to 2. Now it's not over. You need to write the formula and substitute, right? Now let's write the formula. That is from the limits a to b, in this case 0 to 2, capital R is the outer radius 1 minus 1/4 x squared. So all you're doing is substitute this 1 square and minus the inner radius 1/4 x squared, the whole square. Remember the formula also has a square, so it will become square square. Now just put this in calculator, you'll get the answer directly. So very important thing, that is, wait, let me just do this, shift and pi into 1 square minus, okay, it's 1/4, only one variable, that is alpha x the whole square. Sorry, I've missed the x over here. X square is it, it's over here, And now the limit is 0 to 2. Okay, I have done something wrong. Okay, what is that? Let me just take this out from here. Oh, sorry. This is a constant. It should be over here. No. What's there? It's from 0 to 1. Okay, I have not closed the brackets. That's the main thing. Now, over here, be careful. I have not closed the brackets. Okay, it's not about the pi. So I will just... anyways, let's try this. Okay, I'll just write pi over here. Because pi can be anywhere. It's a constant, so it doesn't matter if it's inside or outside. So this should work. Yes, it works. Okay. Um, yeah, so pi, that's what I was thinking. Anyways, pi doesn't matter. I didn't close the bracket. So very important thing, very good mistake that I made, because you don't do the mistake over there, the same thing. Don't think, okay, it's syntax error. No, I did not put something correctly. So just make sure if you get this equation correct, then you must get the answer. Doesn't matter what. Okay. So the most important thing in this is understanding the graph. Okay. So this is the most important thing. So make sure, because it's a writing exam, make sure you draw this, because if you draw this, then it makes it just means that you know everything, right? So this is the most crucial part. Draw this and understand how it is. Not the exact values, just the basic values. Basic graphing. Okay? And then what you need to do is equate this and you will get the x value and then just substitute over here in the formula. If you want to solve this as well using the formula, it's not a big deal. Over here, just solve it. It's 1 itself over here. It'll be, you need to put in the formula. Over here, it's constant. It'll be 16 x to the power 4. Now what can you do? Integrate this, integrate it. What happens? X over here, x to the power 5 divided by 5, resolve it, put the limits, and you can solve it. We have done maybe in the first video using the formula. So it's the same thing. It's very straightforward. Or you can use the calculator, or you can do one step and then use the calculator directly. But the most important, it's not about this, this is the final part. Getting this is very important, because in the writing, if you write this all, that makes sense, because that means, okay, you understood it, you know how to do this. That's the main concept. It's not by fluke. So that's it. And then the formula is very important. Write the formula, substitute, and then you can do the answers. Now, same way over here, we are doing the same problem, but look at what's the difference. Over here, they have given the same equation again. Look at the difference. They have just told rotation at y equals 2. That means you need to draw a line at y equals 2, and from there you need to rotate it. What is going to happen? At this line, can you see over here this line y equals 2? If you're rotating, it's going to look something like this. Why? This part is being rotated and there's a hollow space over here, right? This is the hollow space, and the same hollow space is continued up. So you're going to rotate it like this. It'll come something like this, and over here there'll be a hollow space generated. And this again is a washer problem. Why? Because there's a hollow space created. Now, over here, you can see this is very important. What is the outer radius? Since you're revolving around this point, your outer radius is from here, and that is 3. But we need to know, we need to look at the given. So this is given as y equals 2, x is 0, y is equal to 1. That is the ending line over here. Now, how do you write the outer radius? See, the inner radius is very simple. Inner radius is a straight one, whichever is close to the axis of rotation. Last problem, the axis of rotation was x. So this was the outer radius. From x, look, this is outside, whereas this is inner radius. But now it is changed. So what you need to do is, you need to look at this figure properly, the given, and then you need to try to figure out from here, from this axis. Let us look at it one by one. First, the inner radius. As you can see, this is the axis of rotation. This is where it's revolving, right? So this is our main attention. This is our main reference. From here to here, what is the distance? If you consider this to be 0, then it's 0 to 1. Now it's 2 minus 1, it'll be 1. Basically, it's very simple. From here to here, it's 1 distance. Okay, that's fine. Whatever is the unit. But what about the outer radius? From here to here, it is 2 distances, isn't it? But look at this line. This equation varies, isn't it? So you need to do 2 minus whatever the variation of this equation, 2 minus y. What is that equation 2 minus y equals to? That is quarter x squared, 2 minus 1/4 x squared. This is the outer radius. From here, that is outside, outermost, whereas the inner one is nearby. So you can see over here, outer radius is given by 2 minus 1/4 x squared, whereas the inner radius is 1. That's it. And then the limits, we have already done this in the previous section just a while ago. How to do it? It's very simple. You need to equate the y's. 1, y is equal to 1 equals 1/4 x squared. Take the 4 to the other side, becomes x squared, square root on both the sides, plus or minus 2. And we are just considering the positive sign because we are dealing with the positive from 0. So that's it. Now then, use the formula. The outer radius square minus the inner radius square into dx. Write the formula appropriately. Then write the limits 0 to 2. And now just put in the calculator. You will get the answer. That is over here. Open the bracket. Say, make sure you close the bracket and open the bracket properly because we had a mistake just a while ago. And over here alpha x squared, close the bracket and square it, minus 1 squared. That's it. Here it's 0 to 2, and I forgot to write the pi. It's pi. That is equal to 56 by 15, and that's the answer. So that is 11.73. So this is how you solve the washer problem. So make sure you understand where the equation is given, and then understand which line of axis is used to revolve. Then it's pretty easy. You can just do the revolution. You can even think in the mind and do it. Just draw a basic graph, whatever equation you're given. Okay? Please do solve these by yourself. Don't directly write. Solve it by yourself and then check the answers. So over here, it's similar to what we have done. Now here some are linear. Linear is very easy as well. So please do try by yourself and then check for the answers. Answers are written directly over here. Outer radius minus the inner radius. You need to rearrange and solve. And same thing over here. A is about the x-axis, whereas B is along the y-axis. Sorry, along the given point. So y equals 3. It'll be x-axis and y equals 3 would be somewhere over here. So it's the same thing. A wash is only formed, just that the equations vary. So you can pause and check it out over here. Please make sure you go through all this. And then over here, this is the equation. And lastly, we have this over here. So please do solve them by yourself and then check for the answers. In the next video, we will go to the topic number 22. Please stay tuned. We will move on to the 22nd topic. This is similar to the previous part 1, 9th topic, I believe. We have done the similar one. It is integrating rational functions by the method of partial fractions. Now, let me just go down and show you a little bit. You can see something's going to happen, A, B, all this. What we are doing is, look at the problem for now. You're dividing x minus 5 divided by x squared minus 1. So this is a complicated problem and we do not have a direct integration for this. But we know the derivation of, say, a number divided by any term, say a number divided by x plus 2 or something like this. It will be natural logarithm. So that is what we are trying to do over here. So if you look carefully, let me just get back over here. We are trying to get, I'm just showing the answers so you understand what we are doing. We're trying to get the same equation splitting out into a number divided by the factor. and then we can use natural logarithmic formulas. So this is our main goal. We want to get in terms of two terms, like two fractions, but the numerator will be numbers. So then we can easily use the formula over here. But how can we get into two random numbers? What is the possibility? Like, how do we get this a plus b? What is that? It's very simple. Let me tell you. Take any two numbers, for example, two fraction numbers. I will take 3 divided by 10 plus 2 divided by 5. Okay. Now, if I add them up, okay, I'll just use the calculator now. Wait, let's do this without the calculator. What's going to happen? You need to take the common denominator, uh, or else I'll just take the easy method. 50, this 5s are 15 plus this 10 times is 20. So 20 divided by, this is the answer. Wait, let me simplify this. It'll be 35 divided by 50. So now you can see over here that this term can be written as sum of these two terms. But it's very hard to split this directly, isn't it? But now I know 35. Wait, I can reduce this further. Let me write it as 7 goes in this. 7 fives are, no, 5 sevens, yeah, 10. Okay. So now over here, what I just did is divide both the sides by 7, sorry, 5, 35, 7 times 5, and then 10 times. So that's the thing. Now this term, I can split into two terms like this. Do you agree? 7 by 10 is equal to 3 by 10 plus 2 by 5. To split this like this directly, it's hard. But you can do it because these both are equal. The same way, we are telling this term, okay, now expand this as much as possible. It is a square minus b square, or you can use the calculator. We have done this before using calculator, but now I'll tell you this formula. It's a plus b, a minus b. You can just use calculator mode 5 and 3 and get the same thing. You can refer to the video number 9. We have done this already over there. So what we are doing is we're expanding it and getting this term. So this is just the question. But we are telling this question will be equal to a divided by one of this factor. Why? Because when I wrote it over there, 10 multiplied by 50, 10 multiplied by 5 was 50. 50 was the denominator before I simplified it. So I can write like that. Now, this is one factor. It had some term. Okay, let me just write that back because that was important. 50 equals 3 by 10 plus, it was 5 over here, and mm, I just forgot the number over here. Anyways, it was some number, okay? Just a while ago I'd written it. Okay, my memory is so small. Now you can see with 35 by 50 equals these two numbers, right? These two are the factors, and these two numbers are very hard to guess. So we write A and B. I hope this is clear. These two numbers are not just random numbers. We can figure it out. We will figure it out now. But for now, time being, we will write it A and B. And then one of these factors. So this one is going to change. How do we do that? It's very simple. There is a method. You need to follow this method. First thing is, whatever is the denominator over here, what's this denominator? It's x minus 1, right? Multiply the conjugate. Conjugate means if you have x minus 1, the conjugate would mean x plus 1. Multiply and divide by this, x plus 1 for this term. Same thing you do over here, it's plus, so you have to multiply and divide by x minus 1. This is it. I hope this much is clear. Now, if you simplify, you're gonna get the same denominator. Like, I mean, not simplify exactly, write this as a common denominator. What's gonna happen? X minus 1 divided by x plus 5. Over here also, the denominator is same. Why we did is to match this denominator. We know this can be simplified like this. Now, the denominators all do match. This over here, if you're thinking, why did we add and subtract? It's nothing wrong. See now, 7 divided by 7, if I multiply to 3, the answer will still remain 3 because this is the same thing. It cancels. So I'm just manipulating it. The main reason for that is the denominator must be equivalent over here. Now, yes, it is done. So this is all equal. So I can equate the numerators. All the numerators are equated. And then what? Look over here. X minus 5 equals ax plus 1 plus b of x minus 1 divided by x minus 1, x plus 1. Now, equate only the numerators. Okay, this was just simplification. Why? Because it's the common denominator. Now, only the numerators are written together. Can you see this? Now we will simplify. We will try to simplify these two. Okay, find the values of a and b. So how do we do this is, always you need to take you can see over here the numerator is x minus 1, x plus 1. So take the value plus 1 and minus 1. Okay, now if it was minus 2, what's going to happen? It'll be x equals 2, x equals minus 1. I hope this is clear. The roots of this, you should take this negative outside, then it'll be x is equal to 2. But here plus and minus 1 are there, so it is 1 and minus 1. Now all you need to do is substitute in this value. What's going to happen? One of the terms just cancels off, that is b is gone. 1 minus 1 is 0. Solve the remaining term. You can use the calculator directly also. You will get a as negative 2 and continue it. For what? X equals negative 1 now. Same thing, substitute, the other term will be cancelled off and b value is 3. So you got a and b value. Now you can write over here, see, in this step, instead of a and b you can write minus 2 and 3. See, the question can be expanded like this, and all this method was to find the a and b value, and now you have solved it up. So this is it. Now you can easily integrate it, right? Integrate this. It is natural logarithm. Minus 2 is a constant. Remove it out. 1 by x minus 1. Natural logarithm x minus 1 magnitude must be written. Same thing. 3 natural logarithm x plus 1 and the constant of integration. This is how we solve this problem. Now, what if it's a more complicated problem? There are two types of problem. Now, here in the first problem, the numerator was smaller than the denominator in terms of degree, x power 1, x power 2. But what if it is equal or greater than? Now we will solve one for greater than and one for equal. Look, x to the power 3 is greater than x to the power 2 degree. Here you need to do, since the degree of numerator is greater than the denominator, you need to do long division method. This is the extra step. How do you do long division? Write this whatever you're dividing over here. You can see there is no x squared term because it is 0 x squared. That term is 0. So that's why it's not there. And then over here, these terms as it is. Now what you need to do, see what you must multiply to x squared to get x cubed. This x. So x squared times x is equal to x cubed. And then once you start it over here, you need to keep on continuing. That is with the other terms. That is 2x times x is 2x squared, minus 8 times x is minus 8x. And then change the sign over here and subtract, solve this. This cancels off. You have 0, so it will just be minus 2x squared. Remember, the sign changes for entire terms over here, all the terms. Over here it becomes plus. So plus 8 plus 1 is 9x, and lastly bring this down. And now what do you have to multiply to x squared to match this term? What is missing? Minus 2. That's it. So multiply minus 2, the entire terms, it will be minus 2x squared. This will become minus 4x. And lastly, we have 16. Now solve it up. What's the answer? You're remaining with, this becomes, changes sign over here. This becomes plus, this becomes minus. So you will have 13x minus 14. Okay. Can you go further? No, this degree is more over here. Devise the degree is more. You need to stop over here because this is the remainder. Now, how do you write the long division answer? Whatever is over here, you write it as it is. And then the remainder must be divided by the divisor. Always. That's how we write it. Whatever is the remainder, sorry, it was cut. Whatever is the remainder is written divided by the divisor. Okay, all this remainder divisor. But if you know the method, it's more than enough. Now what you do is, this is fine to integrate. This is very simple. What's the integration of x? It'll be x squared by 2 minus 2x. This part is fine. But this cannot be solved. Just now, a while ago, if we go back, see over here. What did we do? We solved similar problem. So now we do that for the remainder part. Only this part, look, only this part will be simplified. How do you get this? Use the calculator mode 5 and 3 and find the answers. You will get the calculator answers as x equals 4, x equals, sorry, minus 4 and positive 2. You need to take them inside. The factors will be plus 4 minus 2. This is it. And then write it. A is an unknown term, a constant, and B is unknown constant. We need to solve them. How do we do? Multiply with the other term. Now, okay, I had told one mistake. I'm so sorry for that. In the previous part, I just realized I told change the sign, right? It's not just change this plus and minus. It depends on the other factor. Look over here. When you multiply, you need to multiply the other factors. See, now you have x minus 1 already. You should multiply and divide by the other factor over here as well. I just realized it. Now, sorry for that. Here, what do you multiply and divide to this term? It'll be x minus 2 up and down. Over here, it'll be x plus 4 up and down. I hope this is clear. In the previous topic, the topic 9, this was explained properly. If you're getting any confusions over here, go back. In this method, only extra part is over here. This is the long division part. Now, once you write this, it's very, very simple because you have equated the top. You need to take x is equal to minus 4 and x is equal to positive 2. What happens? When you take minus 4, 1 dissolves to 0 and you can solve it. A is 11 and then x is equal to 2. Same way, solve it up. What's going to happen? 12 equals 6b, b is 2. Now you can substitute the values back. So this part, see whatever is this part, I'll just, instead of writing this part, we have to write this. Now when you're integrating, don't forget these two terms. These are very important because they can be easily integrated. See, x minus 2 will remain, but instead of the remainder was divided by divisor, we are writing x minus 2 plus this and this. Now you can integrate them easily. Integration of this is very simple. All you're doing is over here. Now, okay, you can integrate this together. It'll be x squared by 2 minus 2x. Then what is remaining? This is power rule, x squared by 2 and nothing is there. It's a constant. So x. Here it will be 11 is removed out. The constant numerator is always taken out. And natural logarithm of the denominator. Important to add magnitude because it cannot be a negative answer. And same thing over here. 2 ln magnitude x minus 2 plus c. It is the constant of integration. That is it. That is how you solve this problem. Now we will do one more problem, the last one, that is with same degree. What I would ask you is now pause the video over here and try to solve this by yourself, and then we will see how to solve it together. Please pause the video now and write it and solve it by yourself for a few minutes and then continue the video. I hope you all paused the video and tried to solve it by yourselves. Now we will look into how to solve it. Here, the degrees are the same. The first problem, this numerator degree was less than the denominator. We split it easily. Next one and the last, you can just see over here, the last problem, it was greater. Numerator degree was greater. But even if it is equal, you need to do division. Over here, you need to do the long division, just like what we had done just now. So start solving. What is the answer over here? 1. Okay, write it as it is. And what's going to happen? It reduces, isn't it? Because it's the same degree, right? So it'll become 1. And then multiply this as it is and solve it up. It'll be 1 plus, the sign changes over here. All the sign changes. So it'll become 5x, 6 plus 1 is 7. And you can write it like this. 1 plus 5x plus 7 divided by the divisor. Now we are going to split this term. How do we do that? We have done it so many times now. So all you need to write is a divided by the one of the term, b divided by the other term, multiply and divide by the opposite other denominator. So here in the first part, you need to multiply and divide by 6 plus 1. Here x minus, it's not 6, x plus 1 over here x minus 6. If you're thinking how to solve this, to decompose this over here, you need to find the solution by modify 3 in calculator, and you will get the answers x equals 6, x equals negative 1. You need to bring it inside, it'll become x plus 1, x minus 6. That's it. And then simply solving it. All the numerators can be equated because the denominators are the same factors. Numerators are equated, and then let us consider one of the x value, that is x equals 6, and then you find the a value, and then take x equals minus 1, that's the other x value, and you can solve for b. And all you do is simplify and solve, b value is obtained, and now we can put it over here in the equation like this. Now this is not the answer, you need to integrate this including this part 1. Don't forget the 1. What will happen? 1 will be x, that is solving 1 is x. Here it will be, this is constant, remove it out. Whatever is the denominator, you must write natural logarithm magnitude of that value. Same thing over here, minus 2 by 7 is out, ln x plus 1. This is in detail, but you can just skip few steps like all this, you can directly get the answer. So this is how you solve this. Now please do try solving this by yourselves. Now, if it is 3 terms over here, it's the same thing. It'll just become, when you put it in the calculator and solve, what's going to happen? You will have 3 terms, a plus b plus c. Now, you can see over here, the methods are all there. Do it by yourselves and then check the answers. Here we just get a and b. Over here also, it's the same. Over here now, you can see you will have a, b, and c. A, b, and c. You need to try 3 factors. How do you solve this? It is basically remove this x out and you will have x squared plus 3x plus 2. And then this can be solved in calculator, or directly you can put this in calculator. You'll get 3 factors. Okay? And then all you need to do is simplify them. Do the same method. Okay? What's that? You need to multiply 2 factors over here to each term and then equate the numerator and you will get this answers, and that's it. So these are all the over here, the in detail steps are there. You can follow them. So they're very easy, they're not straightforward. Whatever the methods I've just now told, please follow them and these will all be very, very easy. So there are plenty of ways to solve it. You can opt any one of them. And try to remember the identities as well. They might come in handy. Say, for example, the a square minus b square identity. It is a plus b, a minus b. And a plus b the whole square, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Similar such identities. So that's end of the 22nd topic. This is in writing. So make sure you do the steps. Not no need of all the steps what I've explained, at least some of them. You can skip some steps, you can jump because you can do it in your mind, so it's fine. But the thing is, you must write the important steps. For example, see the substitution and everything. So some are very crucial. Don't skip all. The main thing is, whenever we correct, we must see that you understood the problem and you've solved it. You're just not copied or something. You have written it, you've understood it. So any few steps, if you the important steps are more than enough. If you write, we will understand that you have written it genuinely. So that's the end of the topic. There's one last topic remaining, so please stay tuned. That'll be the final video of this term 3 exam. Now we move on to the final topic. This will be the last video for the term 3 exam. And before I start with the video, I want to dedicate my term 3 videos of this term to my 12 advanced class. They are one of the best and I'm really gonna miss them. I have been teaching them since when they were in grade 9, term 3, and it has been such a nice journey with them. It was an amazing 3.5 years with them, and I'm really sad that next year they'll not be in the school. but I wish them all the best. I'm not going to mention any names, all my 25-year students, each one of you, and also the students who change their schools. I'm not going to mention any names because of privacy issue and stuff, but it's gonna be different. But I'll really miss you all, and I just wish you all the best wherever you go. Do great. Now then, we will continue with the last video. It is about real world problems. Now we have a real world problem. In fact, this is an easy one. Say, suppose a bacterial, it's about population, by the way. Suppose a bacterial culture initially has 400 cells. After 1 hour, the population has increased to 800. Assuming exponential growth, determine the population after 3 hours. Find an equation for population at any time. And what will be the population after 3.5 hours? So now what you basically do is you need to understand what's given. So initially at 0th time, y of 0, it is 400. They have told initially that was the thing. At the time 0, you already have 400 cells. But after 1 hour, let's take 1 time as 1 hour, y of 1, it becomes 800. So you can see at every hour it's doubling. So the population is multiplying, right? So now over here doubles. Then what will be the next thing? See, after 1 hour it's 400, 800. It'll multiply. After 2 hours it's 1600. Again, it'll be the same thing. It'll multiply after 3 hours, it's 3200. Since they asked only till 3 hours, we will stop. But if they are asked 4 hours, it'll be 6400 and so on. Now, that is the population after 3 hours. That's it. The part 1 is done. A is done. What about write an equation for population at any time? So now we have to use the exponential growth formula over here. This is very important. Y of t, y of any time t equals a e to the power kt. Now a is the initial population, k is the constant of population growth, and t will be the time. Now what do we know? We know that initially at 0th time it is 400 cells. So substitute and let's find the a value. Just double checking. 400 equals a e to the power k into 0. What is anything to the power 0? It's 1. So this is gone 1. So a value is 400. So we can write a as 400. That means y of t equals 400 e power kt. But do you know what is the k value? No, let's solve for that now. All you need to do is take the other equation. When 1 hour, you know it is 800, right? Let's put y of t as 1. T as 1. So at y of t of 1, it was given, it's 800. So I'll substitute 800. Here it's 400 constant, e, k, and time is 1. Now let's divide both the sides by 400. You will get 2. Here it goes, and e to the power k into 1. This is basically e power k. How can you remove exponential function? Take natural logarithm, because natural logarithm is having base e, and whenever you have something like this, we know from natural logarithm properties, this whatever is the power comes over here, and this cancels off. So over here we can just take natural logarithm on both the sides, and what is remaining, it will become natural logarithm 2. Over here ln e is dissolved, k into 1 is k, so that's it. So we found the k value, a value. All you need to do is substitute back, because they have told any time, so t must be written as t itself. Now y of t equals 400 e to the power natural logarithm 2 into t. That's the second part. And now the last one, what will be the population after 3.5 hours? All you need to do is put 3.5 hours over here. So just this, this the equation we just now solved for. And you need to just substitute 3.5 hours instead of time. And then you will get around 4,525 cells. So that's sorry. I'm sorry for that. Okay, that's the answer. But remember this, 4,525. Let's just go back over here. You can see it was 3,200, and then it's between 3.2 and 6,400. Yes, absolutely. So this is the correct answer. That's how we solve it. Now there are some other problems. This is same, but some similarly they'll tell you different values. It's just changing the values. Or they'll ask you when will it reach? Say for example, what time does it reaches? Say 5,000. All you need to do is substitute 5,000 instead of y of t and solve for t. And you can directly, once you substitute, write the given and everything, the formula, you can directly solve it in the calculator. So you can, or you can show the steps. It's very simple. Take this to the other side and solve, or you can do it in do it in the calculator to check your answers. So simple variation of all the problems, very easy. Try it by yourself and then check the answers. All the answers are over here for A, B, and C parts, and this is the answers over here. You can pause it and check it through, and over here as well, and the last two over here. Sorry, last one over here and over here. So please do try them by yourselves, and this is the final question. Okay, all done now. So that is it. I wish everyone all the best who are writing the exams soon. Um, Please do not panic. Just take time, read the question, be free, clear your mind, and try your best. So, first is the exam, writing exam. Try your best in the writing. So, make sure when you're practicing, write and practice. Doesn't matter which exam it is, which part it is, one, two, or three. Write and practice so it'll be imprinted in your mind. And I just wish you all the best and do well, guys. All the best. I hope everyone gets great marks. Take care.